What up, guys? We're back again. Sorry we had technical difficulties, but it just make it that much better because we have more things to tell you in little less time. So, as we're gonna go back to Charity, she was telling us about what motivates her.
How about you just ask your question again since we missed out on that?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Sheena.
Oh, okay. So, question, or all of our boss ladies, hashtag mothers, fathers, what are your quotes or what inspiration or encouragement that you always tell yourself to get you out of the gutter or get you out of being so tired? Let us know. Write it down in the comments. Maybe someone is struggling right now and need that encouragement right now. So yes, we'll go ahead and share.
Well, if you guys weren't in there before, mine was pretty much, you got this. Get up, girl. Get it over with. You do it now. You won't have to deal with it later, kind of thing. So, yep, that's it. You got this, girl. Get up. Charity.
I'll share. I had a whatchamacallit. So, we're into investing and trading and, trading Forex and all the other good stuff. And what is that? I just had a rough week. And it was just so funny. I was just so down on myself. I'm not necessarily a negative person. I'm quiet. Instead of like being negative, I'll just be very, very quiet and I'll keep my thoughts to myself to try to, regroup and, get myself aligned and get my mind right. And I was sitting down with my husband just because it seemed like everything that I was doing in the market, like I was doing it wrong. And I was like, you know what, forget this. Like, I'm just going to go back to the workforce, like I'm not shy working. I'm going to go back to, 9 to 5. And my husband turns around and he was like, I rebuke that spirit. He said, you didn't come this far to come this far. You had a bad day or a bad couple hours. He's like, don't have the bad rest of your life. He was like, get over it. But you open that laptop and you trade. And I was like, okay. Like I was literally like so like to that point. I was just kind of just keeping it to myself, not really telling my husband when I was trading and stuff. And like really just expressing how bad of a week I was having. I was just kind of like just trying to deal with it and push through and just encourage myself. And watching your ladies' videos, and the content that you guys are putting out on the Polyplug, I'm like dancing and laughing and like, okay, yes, grow, outgrow, like be consistent, stay consistent, stay the course, speak life. And just having my husband really, he like coached me like he would coach anybody else. So I didn't get husband, I got the coach, and that was great for me in that moment. I was like, sometimes I be forgetting, my man got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not just he's not
okay.
boss, and I respect and I love that about him so much. So he was able to really approach me in that sense and really, get me right. Cause I'm not gonna lie. There are days where motivation and encouragement still won't get you out of your rut. Sometimes you need somebody who's going to come and hijack you, like, you know what I mean? Get it together right now, and it's just like, okay, like, all right, this is why people have coaches and mentors and motivational speakers and, stuff like that. So that was my week. that was my little motivation.
Well, that was good. Shoot. You always need those kind of people around, though, like your husband, because I swear I don't think I'd be like you're right, not just me saying I can do it gets you out doing whatever you need to do. You need to hear that from someone else. So that's yeah. What about you, Sheena?
What Charity said too. My week has been tiring. Not just because of that, but because I don't know what's it called. I don't know how to properly say it, but women girlhood or monthly girly showed up this week. So
Oh, you had a visitor.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
interviews even more sluggish. And I'm normally the person, the one to always encourage someone else. But this
Mm.
week was just, I had to sit there and be like, okay, God, okay, give me a scripture, give me something. Um, and I like literally had to open up my Bible and go deep in the Word. Um,
Okay, girl.
but yes,
Auntie Flo, boo.
Right.
Venus. But yes, now that every single day of the week, I always look
What's up,
forward
Kristen?
for today, just because it's like what are we gonna talk about? Like what are we gonna showcase to other women who are watching, and how can we encourage them, and how are we able to learn off of each other? How are we also able to grow too? But yeah, uh, now that it's my Friday, I can relax and just kick off my feet and just yeah.
Now that, like, another thing that motivates me is song, like music, right? I love music. Music makes you feel like a whole different way. Like it can make you feel gangsta, it can make you feel sad, it can make you feel happy in any moment of time, right?
Oh yeah.
What's your guys' favorite song to listen to? What's your
It
guys'
depends
favorite song?
my mood. It depends on my mood. I'm gonna be real.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I love listening to songs. And yeah. Hey, did you guys watch the Will and Jada thing?
I only watched it because it was like circulating everywhere. I mean, I was seeing it pop up everywhere. That was a
Did you watch
Right?
the whole thing or just that
oh,
certain part?
oh
Who?
yeah, I just watched that certain part. Did you watch the whole
So what do
thing?
you guys?
No, I watched bits and pieces of it, but mostly everyone is I mean sharing the entanglement part, but they didn't also share what he said before or either after, how he said that he was gonna love her through whatever.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
Yeah,
I seen that part.
correctly. Yeah. And
that
I'm
part.
thinking, that's a normal marriage. Like you mess up, they're still gonna be there, even though they have to find some way to heal and to finally grow and just fix whatever is needed to be fixed.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I thought that was so beautiful, but you could also see the hurt. You know, you could see
Mm,
that he genuinely will love her through the
love
mud
her.
and back. And it was just so crazy. I was like, ooh, I always knew she was for the streets. I love Jada, but I just was like, I knew it. Like, it's so sad. Will, you could just see just how, you know, he was just so heartbroken over it. You know, I mean, thank God she has a loving man like that that'll really stick it through.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even during that time, I know all marriages are not perfect, but I mean, dude, that was a hot topic. Like, what? What? Oh.
Mm, that's real. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. An entanglement though? Like I had to look up the word entanglement because I was like, wow, that seems pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
What I thought was kind of ironic too was that she was saying how it's like she almost finds like a joy and excitement from helping other people, helping them, you know, find themselves and you know, get to themselves. And talking about that season in her life, she said how she was just so lost, you know. And so I was just a little confused, like how do you think you can help somebody else and help put somebody else together, but out of your same sentence you just said that was a season where you were so lost, you know.
Lost.
And I think that has a lot to do with you hear a lot of situations like that, you know, but this is where it comes from. When you're not about your business and not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you will find yourself doing other things, you know, other things outside of what the business you're supposed to be about, you know. And I think sometimes us as women, and this is why I say because we have so many different emotions and so many thought processes and so many things happening all at one time, we almost fixate on certain different topics but focus more on the things that we lack rather than the things that we're good at, and it's so easy for us to be distracted, look at the things we lack, and then try to help other people in the things that they need assistance on, rather than taking a few steps back and saying, what do I need help with? Like in this season, what is it that I really need to deal with so that other people are not dealing with my mess? You know what I'm saying? And it almost feels better to help other people try to piece together their lives than to piece together our own, Yeah, I like that. I like that comment. Too many hands in different pots. Ooh, too many. That just means more dishes too. Like, people don't get it.
That's real. Don't nobody like washing dishes no more.
More cleanup. I'm telling you though, I thought it was so crazy that she said that though. That was one of her toughest seasons. I'm like, wow, when you're going through it and you don't really have accountability partners like you ladies, are for me. Like, to really say, no, what are you doing? Get back on track. Focus on what you need to be focusing on. Don't act dumb, Like, it's easy to sidetrack and find yourself, doing other things.
That's real.
What did you get from that, boss?
Exactly what you got. Everything you explained right there, I got the same damn thing. I was like, ding, 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 ding.
No, but you know what, too? It's what's crazy is we're facing a generation where open marriages are kind of a thing now.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, I'm sorry. Like, and my husband will share this with you guys too. And like, we talk about it all the time. And I openly share with him. I'm like, my husband is 10 much for me that I can't even, I told him, I said, if anything should have happened to you, like, I would never remarry or get into an entanglement. Like, cause my husband is just he's so much that, like, I can't even think of other things or try to do other things because my husband is so much for me. And I'm just like, he put so much on my plate to get done, to dive into and continually learn about, that I don't have time. I don't got the time. Sometimes that fuse, he'll burn it to the point where, like, dude, I'm done with people. Like, forget about, like, man, male, husband, coach, friend, whatever. I'm just done. Like, I want to be by myself in my zone, focused. Look at Mr. Filumala. He's waiting on your response, girl. You better say something, but you better be careful.
I don't like eyeballs.
Well, they coming.
Your husband is like, ooh.
I know. I'll tell him after. Girl. I'll tell him later. Right now, I'm busy.
No, that's like my husband and I too. I told him, I'm like, if anything happens to you, I'm literally on my own because it's too much.
It's a lot.
Like, literally, yeah. Trying to handle husband and then kids, and then what? I forgot in the Bible where it literally feels as if I was made from his rib.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
like, literally our body, our women's, it was a science guy or something. He was saying that our DNA like literally wraps around our husband or whoever, our loved one's DNA. Whenever we go to sleep, we know we know how they sleep, we know how they breathe. If anything goes out of place, we're just like, what's going on? What do you need help with? What is this? What is that? I don't think I have the will to start all over. Like, I don't think I'm able to help someone start from the ground up.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that, Sheena girl. I'm with you on that.
I don't think I could be without my husband. I love my husband like a lot. Where's your eyeballs now, man? Where's your eyeballs? No, but if something were ever to happen to us, I'd be on the same boat. like you said, it's like as if I was made from his rib, like we were made for each other.
And yeah,
COVID-19. Who can comment on the Pacific Islanders and the COVID-19? Oh, first of all, um, I wish we weren't so feel poco because most of us Samoans are the ones that's not really listening to what's going on. We are having parties, we're getting together, everything. But the COVID-19 is serious. What do you guys think about that?
well, I think the question too is, commenting on the Pacific Islanders and COVID-19, what's going on in your state, I believe is what Lucy wrote. What's
Mm.
going on in your state? So what's crazy is, Lucy, is that,
Oh,
Boston
okay.
lives in Tacoma, Washington, and
Mm.
she had no idea that Chaz, all that government stuff was happening in Seattle. And she, like, and I guess too that would be because she's not watched that, and she is taking
Mm.
care of home, going to work, and coming back. Correct me if I'm
Mhm.
wrong, sis. So
Yeah.
it's just,
No, you're right.
honestly, COVID is going to be, for me, it's going to be how I view COVID. The way you're going to receive it is by what you're watching and what you're being exposed to. That's how I feel, because I mean, I don't know of anybody that, well, I do know somebody, two people that actually have COVID and actually recover from it, but in my family personally, no.
Mm.
So it's just, I don't know what it's like, face to face. I know here in California, they're putting out numbers, but there's just so much talk around, so many different things, conspiracy theories, and what's happening at
Mm.
our border. That people like California is doing it for payouts, because the more people that actually are written off as COVID, we get more of a money return for the hospitals. And what's even crazier is that literally one of my coaches was just here this past Thursday night, and he was sharing that his good friend had signed up to go get tested here in the high desert for COVID. So him and his family, their family of three, were supposed to come up here and get tested. And on their way up, his daughter's car broke down. So they turned around to go back to their daughter, to tend to their daughter. Long story short, they didn't get tested. However, the next day, he received a call and an email saying he needed to get back to the hospital ASAP, because their entire family tested positive.
Dang.
But they never took a test.
That's crazy.
So it's kind of like, when it hits close to home in that sense, it's just really
Mm.
like, I'm not gonna say COVID is not real. I do believe it's real. But
Mm.
to the to the extent of what they're saying on how many people and how many, the death toll and all X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't know. I don't watch the news. I'm gonna be real. I don't watch the news. My mom, if she was in here, she would talk your ear off. She would tell you everything that's happening around the world, in the sand, in different countries.
Mm.
But for me, I really believe the effect of COVID is going to be to your exposure to what you're intaking from the news.
That's true. What about you, Sheena? What do you think of the COVID-19?
Um, I think it's real also too. My parents are in Utah, and of course we're in Washington. My parents are in Utah, and my parents are saying that a lot of people are getting affected, but there are a few who do not get lucky, and they do die from the COVID.
Right.
They do also warn people, if you guys do have family plans, like, check each other's temperature, make sure you guys are feeling well before you guys even go. Even if it's if you feel like it's allergies, still stay home just in case, just so that your loved ones aren't getting affected. And of course, it's those who are diabetic and who has, I believe, high blood pressure or something like that, that get it that is affected to it.
So pretty much, if you have a weak immune system, they're saying COVID is going to attack and work
Yeah.
even faster and take you out. So
Yeah, and my husband, he's in that category. So I'm like, okay, babe, wherever we go, please distance yourself if you need to. But other than that, I also do not watch the news, and I think the only reason why we were not more of aware of it is because it's not right in front of it hasn't hit home yet,
mhm.
and we're not also watching the news too, so we're not staying on top of that.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy, Warren guy.
Oh, sorry, Lauren.
That is crazy.
Mhm. That
But
is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
I've heard of
feel
a lot of people with it, but
we're
go
in
ahead.
phase one here in California.
Right.
We're in phase one. You definitely have to. I'm still wearing masks. I'm definitely still being
Yeah.
cautious. I got hand soap, literally everywhere around my house. I have a house full of girls and teens. I'm definitely taking all the precautions because I don't believe it's a joke, and I don't believe it's not real. I'm definitely doing my part to make sure that everyone is protected. But yeah, like we're in phase one. I know, what is that? Washington, you guys are in phase two.
Like 2.
yeah, we're
And my nieces and my cousins in North Carolina on the East Coast, they're in phase 3.
Dang.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kristen Torr.
So please, everybody, wear you guys masks, wash you guys hands, sanitize. Because I believe, I mean, I believe that it's real. I'm taking it very serious. My kids and my kids and my husband, they all have like asthma and everything, and they do like attack the like respiratory and everything, and I'm not with it. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
My kids don't ever leave the house unless it's to go outside my house to go get some fresh air or like on the porch. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we just need to be aware, like what Kristen said. Just be aware of our surroundings. If you
Yeah.
do know something.
Lucy Hansen also wrote, great to hear. Our Pacific Islanders community should be aware of your surroundings. It is real in Alaska. We have a good number of PI. My advice to our people, please stay away from getting together in groups of more than 10.
Yes.
Wash hands, wear a mask, stay distance. I heard Utah has a lot of PIs that are affected. And I'm in PI, I'm sorry. And then she said, great, we need to let others know too. Thank you, ladies.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is crazy out there. So yeah, keep wearing y'all masks. I know it's hard to breathe. Trust me, I know. Okay, I be walking to my car, heaving and stuff because, girl, it's real. I can't. But
I'm not even gonna lie. You know what? I have to share this because it's on the topic of COVID and how everyone is being housed and at home.
mhm,
It's I'm seeing and witnessing literally with my eyes when I go out and drive every day. More car accidents, more young people dying at the hands behind their wheel, people dying from cancer, people dying from, transplants, all these things, even outside of COVID,
yeah,
and I almost feel like it's crazy. This question here, look at this. It says, what are some things you ladies do to keep you from going crazy in quarantine, right? And so with her even saying that, with her even saying this, I feel like with so much that's happening at home, with these whole preventative acts, like you can't leave unless it's for specific reasons, that is starting to make people panic even when they get outside of their homes. Like that's what I'm trying to say. So it's almost as if like people are driving even faster. They're not thinking straight when they're driving, when they're out. People have no patience. There's no kindness. I think more people are almost being even more rude, like not even understanding that we all have a life, So like even when you're driving and you're on the road, like, and I always have to tell my husband, like, wait 3 seconds at the light. Even when it's green, wait. Because everybody's running red lights. Everybody's going like crazy. Like people, I'm literally watching people drive in lanes that are not even lanes. And so I'm just like, Lord help me, because I'm not trying to pass away from somebody because they're panicking or they're in the rush to get somewhere and they don't care. They don't care. I'm starting to realize people's patience are growing so thin that I don't think they're thinking about humankind. I don't think they're thinking about mankind, you know?
Well, to
We have a
answer
lot
your question,
coming in.
the thing that kept me occupied, like I said for my last one, is TikTok.
Hmm.
Get y'all a TikTok. Y'all will never be bored. There's always something to do.
She's a TikTok queen.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
play games. We usually, well, we all get together, like when we get bored, and me and my husband and my kids, we play games or we watch movies. There's so many things you guys can do together.
Say that again, sis. That is so true. Like, I'm telling you, take this time to enjoy it with
Yes.
your family and take this downtime to really get to know everything that's happening in your home. Because once things pick up again, it's not going to be the same. I don't think anything's going to be the same, you know? And man, when you can hone in on your home and really build those bonds with your family, like, you won't have to second guess when your kids are growing up and having their own families, how they're going to act, you know, in other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love hanging out with I love playing games with my kids. My kids are super funny, so I don't ever get
Bored.
even, especially my husband too. I don't ever get bored. There's so much. Everybody has different personalities in here. Everybody's different, so I love it. I love being at home with my kids. I mean, of course, there's gonna be those times where I'm like, oh my gosh, get me out of here. But I mean, I can't complain.
Yeah.
There are people still working, essential people that are still working, that are out there, and they can't spend as much time as with their family as I can. So I'm very grateful.
So good.
Yeah, that is so good. And I noticed that some people, they're afraid to be alone. And moments like this is when they start to have either panic attack, or that's when they finally like come to senses with themselves. And maybe if you guys are alone and you do have that fear of being alone, reach out to those who are around you, your loved ones. Don't be afraid to ask them just for a word of encouragement or else prayer. You can even write us too, because we are all connected somehow, some way. But yes, and we can also take this moment to learn a new talent.
Yeah.
And just see what else we picked up as we were growing up, and then we forgot about it and we just like left it on the side burner. Go ahead and just pick it right back up where you left off at.
I would say this too, Sheena. You know, when this COVID first popped off back in March, going into April, I remember you posted something, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to have too much time to go into it tonight. But you touched on the fact, and I'm going to bring this up because it has to do with our Pacific Islanders. I know it because I was raised in it as well. But you pitched a topic in regards to thinking about how many people with this whole thing, with everybody forced to be at home, school shut down, activity shut down, even work. People were all working from home. To pray about the kids who were being abused at home. You know, you were like, think about the kids who are actually forced to be at home with parents who don't necessarily want them to be home, and who are probably frustrated that all this is happening, and guess where the frustration is going to be taken out on their child, you know? And so it's just, I was just thinking about this yesterday, when we went back down to phase one, your comment that you made came back to mind, and I was just like, Lord, you know, I gotta pray about these kids that, you know what I mean? Like, I know there's so many things happening with children all over the world, but I can't help to think about the children that we have here in the U.S., you know, and think about, because the U.S. is our backyard, how can we assist and attend to the children that we have in our backyard and give them the attention that they need? You know, see something, say something, because the way we were raised, to see something, don't say nothing. and I
Right.
think, with the rate that, kids are being thrown into the system, thinking about how they're dealing with these things, it really makes your heart, even your thought process, so I really get emotional about it because I'm just like, me and my husband really want to have kids, and then you think about people who have kids and then throw their kids away, and I don't mean to say it like that, but, there are some people who just, don't want to have kids, and there's kids end up in these situations. It's just like, kids can't tend to themselves, children
Right.
are children, like they should be allowed to be children, and adults should be adults, so I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where that came from. That was just where my thought and my mind was going to, thinking about, with now that we're back in phase 1 and everybody's forced to be home again, like, what are these kids doing? You know? But yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot of awareness. a
it
lot
is.
of awareness.
And it's like we're literally lost in words, and there's so much there's only so much that we can do to help. But situations like that, it's out of our control. All we can do is pray and hope
Mhm.
that they do have endurance.
Yeah. Well, all right. Did you guys freeze?
No, no, didn't freeze. We're good. Comments are just coming in. I'm so sorry. So yes, Lucy Hanson. Yeah, thank you for jumping in tonight. The conversation. We'd love to have you on with us again sometime. She's so cute. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
Yes, we can definitely do it again. What is that? Thank you, ladies, so much for plugging in with us and, sharing your hearts, because I'm telling you, it's really about bringing awareness into the things that are happening right now, because there's things happening right now in our own backyards, on our own blocks, in our own families. So it's like we definitely should, pay more attention to the people that we're the closest with. Start at home, and then start with your siblings, then start with your aunts and uncles, and so on and so forth.
So good.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I mean, you guys could have been anywhere else, but y'all here with us, the Poly Club. Hey.
Hey, look, I
Uh,
But
I noticed that some of our viewers, we got Alaska in here, Washington,
Yes.
California, even Samoa, Doris too, Mona Lisa. I think I saw Fayette. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Oh, and Rosie, thank you so much, Rosie.
Yes.
But yes, every Saturday we always go live.
Yes, every Saturday. We're always having a social party, as Crystalline said.
Right.
Thank you for the social party. Yes, it be here live. Join us every Saturday at what time? At 8.
Whatever time our
Yes.
technology wants to work, okay? Okay.
I know.
Yeah. Today we were having really bad internet stuff going on. So we started a little late. But thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna end it on
a hair smelling note.
on my dance moves.
But yes, please everyone be aware of of your situation, and of course COVID. I did hear that there is a second wave, but I'm not sure. But once again, please be aware. Check on your neighbors, even if they're old and grumpy. Still check on them. Pound on their door. Make sure that they're alive. Right. Hello. Please use simple words if it's needed. Not no expensive words. All right. So.
Thank you for making that known, girl. Not expensive words.
Awesome.
First of all, that was rude.
Asuelu, blame him.
Second of all, thank you very much for letting that be known.
Right. And like what Gabe said, or is he referring to everyone else or towards us?
Oh
Drop
no,
the
to everyone else. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know he's a cheerleader. Keep me
Yeah.
on it.
You're awesome.
Mhm.
I know your husband is watching too. My husband will watch later because he's busy right now.
Oh,
Osi, you wait, Osi.
good night.
Yeah.
Good
Love you
night.
guys.
Thank you for tuning in, Miss Lucy.
Aloha.
See y'all later.